We're just a regular family from Brisbane that decided to ditch the 9 to 5 and take off around the world. But this is not a holiday.
It's a new format for living.
That's right, it's a new format for living. We're now just over halfway through the first leg of our adventure.
We live on a little island in Japan.
We've been here for a couple of months and the weather is now starting to warm up. People are out in their gardens and fruit is starting to appear on the trees.
We have been swimming at the beach a lot.
Juno and Remy used local lemons to make lemonade with the other kids and sold it at a lemonade stand.
There's a lot of mosquitoes, so we had to sleep under this net.
We've really been welcomed into this small community and we've made a lot of friends. We helped harvest barley. We were invited onto a boat to take part in a traditional celebration. And my forehead is healing nicely after hitting it on the roof. Juno and Remy were already bilingual, but it's amazing to see how much their Japanese is improving since we've been here.
Let's talk about money.
When we announced this trip, the most common questions were about money. And since we've started this series, we've seen lots of people say that they'd love to do something similar, but they could never afford it. This form of slow travel is not particularly expensive. Working on our own, we're definitely not earning as much money as when we were employed back in Australia, but our expenses on the island are pretty basic. We're paying about a quarter of the rent we'd be paying back in Brisbane. Electricity costs us about $100 a month, and water is about $40 a month. Food is generally cheaper in Japan. In terms of transportation, we pay small change to take a ferry to the nearest city, but otherwise we walk everywhere. We've each got a mobile router that costs about $40 a month, and we share a phone that ends up being about $20 a month. We're trying to use our credit card as much as possible so we can save frequent flyer miles, but Japan is largely a cash economy and lots of shops don't accept cards. So that means we need cash, but this also presents a challenge. Japanese ATMs often have opening hours, and the 24-hour ATMs generally charge after-hour fees. Early on, I withdrew a bit over $1,000 using my Australian cash card from an ATM at a convenience store. The process was simple enough, but I was stung with a $43 international ATM withdrawal fee. I've got a card from the same bank that promises no such fees, but the exchange rates are weighted heavily in the bank's favour. So far, I'm earning all my money in Australian dollars, so we found that we're better off financially to use a remittance company to transfer money in larger sums to our Japanese account. But even then, we're at the mercy of the exchange rates. This is how it works. We transfer our money from our Australian account into the remittance company's local account. They then take their fee and transfer the money into our Japanese account. So that's a snapshot of where we are right now. Hey Juno, tell everyone where we're going next.
We're going to Europe. We have friends in Norway and Switzerland. I would like to visit schools in Finland, Germany, Holland, Italy, so many places.
So at the moment we're just putting together a basic itinerary, and other than that we're trying to enjoy the last of our days here in Japan, aren't we kids?
Yay!
In the next video we leave our tiny island in Japan. Bye bye Okajima! And head over to Europe, but not before encountering some difficulties at the airport in South Korea. And it was here that we learned a couple of good travel lessons. Missed an episode of the new Format for Living? Not to worry, we've got you covered with the playlist here. And if you want to see other great content, check it out up here. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe to the ABC Australia channel.